Hi everyone, it's Denise from Paper Pastime. Today I'm going to show you how to assemble the cookie tower. There are several files out there. Melinda Ford has a couple. There's a link down on my blog on the previous post about cookie towers for her. I know Casey Andrusky actually has them from the Cricut message board. This is Casey's file. This is the George file. She also has a Plantain file. So they very generously shared, and I just love these. They make up so quick and so cute, and I love to give cookies. I'm also going to show you a couple carrier options. It may be in a second video depending on how long this takes. So let's get started. This is my file. It's all cut out. Casey actually has a score page which I used. The only problem that I discovered with that is this is very thick cardstock with a white core, and it actually, you won't be able to see it, but it's split the top layer. Then when you fold it, sometimes you get a white line that's not real attractive. So you may want to just score it by hand. I'm sure you can't see the score lines on the video, but I can see them here. It's pretty obvious where they need to be scored. If you're familiar with boxes at all, you can tell. The only tricky ones on this are the triangular shaped ones like the milk cartons have up at the top, but they can be done without the cut file, the score lines from the cut file. You just have to line them up carefully. Okay. Flaps. Now the triangular scores are from the center of this panel down to this intersection, and here and here. If you don't want to mark the score lines, just find your center and take your ruler and draw a line. It's even tricky with the lines on there with your score pal. You have to figure out where it is. I use my ruler just to help me line it up. And I still sometimes don't get it quite right. It doesn't seem to matter if it's completely accurate or not. You do want to score those lines. It's very hard to fold the top right if you don't have those scored. Helps if you stay in your groove. One more. Sorry, I know I'm not very good at this. It's always easier when the camera's not on. Okay. Get the score pail out of the way, the ruler out of the way. Just have to fold all of your score lines. I think we all know how to do that in our sleep anymore. This box only needs adhesive on one spot to hold it together, which is very nice. And I just use my ATG gun for that, and I haven't had any issues with it coming apart, and I've made quite a few of these. These little triangular ones, you want to make sure you give them a crease. It makes it much easier when you're folding this shut. I know you can't see what I'm doing very well right there. Okay, very important. I've learned from experience. You need to remember to put your acetate in this window now. You can do it after it's together, but it's a lot trickier, believe me. I just run my ATG gun around the opening of the window on the inside. For the acetate, I just cut down a page protector from an old scrapbook album that I'm not going to use. This is cut at 2.5 by 4. Just want to lay that over your adhesive. Smooth it out. Okay, the only place you need adhesive is this little flap here on the end. So you can, I don't know if the camera can tell, see how it's split and that white shows. I really do not like that. Maybe I will ink it later, but I guess you learn from doing it. It's the first time I've used the score line. So just run one bead there, fold it in, wind it up, and all that's left. This one has a really nice bottom that just tucks together. And it holds very well. The top, you just need to pinch it. It shuts just like your school milk cartons. This one has holes punched where you could thread a ribbon through and then tie it, but I've decided I prefer not to do that most of the time. If it wasn't going to be in a carrier, I think I would like the ribbon, but in a carrier, no. So I'm just going to adhere mine shut. You can just delete those holes before you cut it on your design studio. Okay, and that's it. And believe it or not, this box will hold 1 dozen homemade chocolate chip cookies. I was skeptical, but I've done it many times. It works great. I actually made a little tag to go on it. I printed the peanut butter on my computer. I cut it out with my Creative Memories ovals because I don't have all the punches. I used Oki's scallop circle. Cut it, she made an adjustable one for George. It's cut at 1.5 by 2, and this layers on there very nicely. And actually I want to ink the edges of that. Now that I've started inking things, I think everything has to be inked. It just doesn't look right. It doesn't look finished if I don't. Okay, quickly do that. A little bit of adhesive. A little bit more. I'm actually going to put a set of 4 of these together. I have to give cookies to a group and I wanted to use this. So I'm labeling. I'm going to have peanut butter and chocolate chip. I actually have my boxes. I have the darker pink and 2 of the lighter pink. So I have all 4 of them. I'm going to make a carrier and show you a couple options for that. And I also wanted to show you that there is a small cookie tower. It's about half the size. It holds 6 cookies. I made a carrier previously to hold these. The carrier that I made for the large ones will also work for the small ones too, if you didn't get that. And I did do this carrier in DS and scale, so nobody's left out.